Hi there, my name is Andy Frost, and I get the privilege of being involved with the Kitchen Table Project, looking at how we can pass on the baton of faith to the next generation. I'm joined today by my good friend, the Reverend Girma Bishaw, who is also the director and the founder of the Gratitude Initiative. Girma, it's great to have you here.
It's a pleasure.
Now, Girma, first, can you just tell us a bit about your family background? When did you come to the UK, and a bit about your kids as well?
Yeah, so I came from Ethiopia in 1990, and I have both of my children here in Britain. So I have a son who is 17 and a daughter who is 12. Yeah.
Brilliant. So you kind of come to the UK and you've got your kids now here. Could you just kind of share what have been some of the joys and the challenges of parenting just generally overall?
So for me particularly, I think the challenge was the fact that I came from a different cultural background, and they brought up in Britain, in the British culture. So there was two cultures in the house. So so until I realized what was happening, there was communication breakdown, especially with my son as he was growing up. My understanding of respect, for example, was completely different from his view of respect. In the Ethiopian context, and you don't respond to your parents when your parents are actually speaking to you. You just listen, even when they are in the wrong, let alone the right. So, but here, being silent, ignoring your parents when they talk to you is actually that disrespect. So, so when he responds to me, I used to tell him, "You are very disrespectful." He says, "What do you mean disrespectful? How am I disrespectful? Because you are speaking back to me." He says, "Okay, then what do I do?" So there was that cultural misunderstanding, and the moment I understood that there is that cultural difference in the house, that is when I began to, learn where he's coming from and kind of ask myself as well, try to adjust myself with that. So that was kind of one of the challenges. But I think in the joy side, it's one. I mean, he's now he's 17. He's like a friend to me. We talk quite a lot, and it's really seeing them growing up and flourish it's a joy, and also I think coming to a place where they question, they don't just accept even what I tell them about the Lord and the faith. They kind of ask and kind of challenging questions, and seeing them grappling with that and be able to share with their friends and dialogue at school, it's a joy to see them maturing in that respect.
Brilliant. That's interesting, the kind of different cultural dynamic, I guess, in the house and how that works through different generations. So you're also the founder of the Gratitude Initiative. Do you want to share what that is in a moment? What is the Gratitude Initiative?
So gratitude, so for me, in a nutshell, gratitude is an acknowledgement of the good. So, it is noticing, it is really having an eye to see the good around you, in spite of all the bad and the evil that's going on around you. And really looking at life from the good, starting from the good, rather than being immersed by the wrongs and the negatives that you see, and allow that to affect the way you see others and the way you relate to others. So it is really, Gratitude Initiative is an initiative which is working to promote a gratitude culture in Britain, and to help us to start our conversation with the positive, because as I think it was Martin Luther King who said, there's a good in the worst of us, and there is evil in the good of us. So starting from the good, it is also a theological, I think, biblically sound to say that, to acknowledge the primacy of the good rather than evil. So it is to promote the gratitude culture in Britain. That is what Gratitude Initiative is trying to do.
Brilliant. Often you're talking now about kind of culture, talking about society, about what you can do in transforming places, but in the home itself, what does a gratitude culture look like with your kids?
So, as children, even as human beings, we tend to focus on the negative. Children, they have a good a toy, but when they see the others, they start to see, his toy is better, or her toy is better, or she's getting something better than mine. So there's a tendency to focus on the negative. And as parents, we when we see our children being angry, being sad, or being frustrated by something, we ask them questions. We ask why? Why are you frustrated? Why are you angry? What happened? Even when my children comes back from school, I ask them that question: How is today? Not really to find out the good things, but if there is anything bad that upset them or happened. So I think to promote gratitude and really to help them cultivate an attitude of gratitude, we need to ask them when they are happy why they are happy about. But when we are happy, we don't ask why. Why are you happy? Trying to find out the cause and the source of our happiness. So, but when we ask them, when we see them being happy, asking them, why are you happy? What happened today? It could be something that the teacher has said at school. It could be they have had a wonderful time playing with their friends. It could be something that they are looking for that we promised them, or it could be something. So asking them that question and really helping them to discover the source of that happiness, and then using that opportunity to acknowledge the good and express their gratitude would really help them cultivate gratitude and also a positive outlook. And they will cultivate an eye to see the good. Dinner around a dinner table, then you can say, thank you, God, for this and this and this and this. So we are by doing in that kind of interaction conversation, we are helping them to cultivate a heart of gratitude as well, and that maximizes their happiness, because they will consider the source of that happiness and acknowledge the source of the happiness, and that increases their happiness, and also really help them to do good for others, because they will recognize that happiness came because of what others have done, and they express their gratitude towards them, and that would actually help them to do the same to others as well. And I think that is one way of cultivating a gratitude perspective, a gratitude culture in our children.
That's great. And I think that over the years, as your kids have got older, they've begun to recognize there are things to be grateful for in the everyday of life?
So, I think children, more than what you say to them, they are influenced by what they see you doing. So when we go out for a restaurant or anywhere, when they see you appreciating people who are doing something that they are paid to do, but you are actually acknowledging what they are doing and expressing your gratitude. And even at home, when the children are doing something they're supposed to do, not necessarily when they're going out of the way, but when they're supposed to do, to acknowledge that and appreciate that would also help them really to. So in my family, I think that contributed a great deal for them to cultivate that. I see them, saying thank you to me when I do something that is just normal thing to do. So I see them catching up with cultivating that and really being influenced by the way we behave, me and my wife, behave and express our gratitude towards them and towards others. So that is So I see them. They're catching up that aspect. Yes.
That's great. So I guess in terms of actually being grateful for our kids and looking out for those things, but is there a way, even as parents, I guess, in the busyness of life, how we can model it to our kids in what we do practically as well? So apart from asking our kids things, what can we do as parents to model the idea of gratitude?
One of the things that we have been discussing with my kids during this pandemic was the sacrifices and people are making to serve others, even strangers. So we have elderly people around our neighborhood, and for them to get their medicine from pharmacy, from the GP, and even sometimes taking a cooked food to them. Not just what we do, but talking about what other people have done. The sacrifices, the risks they have taken. And my wife works in NHS, and she goes to work every day, and kind of that's and not so talking about the practical steps people take to serve other people, and the gratitude and kind of the thank yous that is coming from people. I think in a smaller way, we doing that would really help children see that it's not just only words that you just say thank you, but you actually take action to appreciate other people, to recognize the need of others, to recognize that you're being grateful to God when you are actually using the resources that He entrusted you to serve other people. So that has been inspiring for them, I believe. Yeah.
It's so encouraging what you've done in your family, but what you're doing now, I guess, across this nation as well. If people want to find out more information about what you're doing, where can they go to find out more information?
So we do have a website, gratitudeinitiative.org.uk, and we have all the different ideas, articles, and videos that people could actually watch and learn a little bit more about gratitude and what we're doing on our website. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Girma. It's really helpful. A good reminder for us all to model it, but also to look for the opportunities in our families' lives and to encourage our kids to be grateful in the everyday, all that is good around them. Brilliant stuff.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Pleasure.